almost spilt my tea. I'm sitting on an exercise ball with a cup of tea, so this isn't going to turn out well. So this one's going to be a bit of a different video in that I am going to talk about what I'm doing, which is writing books. Not for a living. If it turned into a living, I'd be very, very happy. What a life that would be. So at the moment, in my spare time, amongst many other things that I do in my spare time, I'm trying to write a couple of books. I'm currently working on a short story, like a children's book basically. It basically is a children's book, illustrations and pictures and all that, and a novel. Two very different books that I'm wanting to do. So the short story one is basically going to be like an adventure picture book thing about a chicken, because I love chickens and they're dear to my heart. So I'm basically writing about a chicken who goes on an adventure, it's kind of cute. I like it. So the plan for that one is that I will write and illustrate that. And the novel that I'm wanting to write is basically a fiction young adults book that I've had rattling around my brain since like 2012, and I finally decided to write it, and I'm in the midst of planning that at the moment. So in a way it's fantasy, but it's also like historical drama. It has that feel to it. Could I say it's a cross between... What would it be a cross between? I have no idea what... I don't know what my book is about, jeez. The thing with me is that I get all embarrassed when I'm like telling my book ideas and story ideas to people, because I feel like I get really bad imposter syndrome. If you've ever felt imposter syndrome, you'll know what I mean. I sort of say, oh, I'm writing a novel, but I'm not going to tell you anything about it. Because I'm just embarrassed. I'm still doing the planning at the moment, so I can't really make a succinct plot for you, but it's more or less focusing on relationships between characters who are from two sort of separate races, like not cultural, but real sort of separate races coming together to try and bring two very separate races together into one. But in a nutshell, it is about two cultures, and if I was to write a series, that would span about the relationships between those two cultures over time, and how they interact and how they fell out and came together and everything. It's a story that sort of spreads across quite a large part of time, and there's so many like diverse and really interesting characters that I'd love to expand it into like heaps of books. It sounds really nerdy when you say it out loud and really terrible, but I swear it's okay. It's not a bad story. One day soon I will make a video actually explaining what the book is properly about. So that is in the planning stages. This one, it weaves in and out of everything, so it needs a really detailed plan. So I'm working through that at the moment, and I'm using Blake Snyder's beat sheet from Save the Cat. I don't have the book, I've just been like reading it up on it on the internet, and I'll have to make a video about that because it's very useful sort of thing for writing if you're into writing at all. So I'm doing the planning for the novel, and I am trying to write and illustrate a picture book. In an ideal world, I'd like the picture book to be out this year. I don't know whether I'll make it, but we'll talk more about that later. But what I want to do today is I want to do some more writing for the picture book, and I'll bring you along and I'll talk about it throughout it. Let's see what we can do anyway. So I've downgraded to the floor now from the ball behind me. I don't usually write on the floor, it's just easy to film, so hey. So while writing, I want to talk about a few things that have been on my mind to do with writing. Like things that I'm really looking forward to, but also things that are sort of freaking me out at the moment. So it's going to be a therapy session for me and a listening session for you. So in an ideal world, the short story that I'm doing, it would be nice if I could finish it this year. And that's a big task, considering I've also got to balance it with the university, my last year of university as well. I'm not entirely sure how I'll go about publishing it once I've finished it. I think that I would like to try and go down the traditional publishing route, and if that doesn't work, then I will just self-publish. It's going to be a lot of learning that I'll need to do when it comes to publishing, because I don't really know much in that area. As for the novel, I don't really have a set date on when I want to finish it. I'd like to start writing it reasonably soon. I'm still in the planning stages, as I said, but I'm really looking forward to actually properly sitting down and writing it. It'd be nice by the end of this year if I had half of that at least done. We'll see. I think that's going to be a long project, not something that's probably going to be finished at the end of this year. It would be nice if it was finished, but I don't think that's going to happen this year anyway. snack break. It's important to keep energy levels up doing literally nothing. But anyway, so at the moment with the writing, I've been really enjoying writing. I really like macadamias. I think they're macadamias, the round ones. Are they macadamia? I don't know my nuts. I've only just recently got into nuts. Don't take that out of context. I've been really enjoying the whole process of writing so far. It's been something that I've always sort of done, but never really sat down to do. In logical English, it's been something that I've always had an interest in basically, but I've never really sat down and sort of dedicated myself to doing. The main part that I've really been enjoying is the characters and designing them and sort of getting to know them in a way, to really sort of develop them and make them like an actual person. That's my favourite part of the writing process so far. I do have some worries though when it comes to this whole writing thing. And I'm just really sort of worried that I won't get the picture book finished by the end of this year. I mean, most people would say, well, you just do it next year. I mean, there's no big deal. I'm worried that I won't have any time next year because I would have finished university and so I'd be working. So I'd have a lot less free time than what I have now. So in a way, I'm sort of putting a very harsh deadline of having this picture book done by the end of this year, and if it's not by the end of this year, then I've sort of failed. That's not really how it should be in real life, but that's what I've made like a big thing about. I have to have it finished by the end of the year or else it may not ever get finished, which is completely untrue. I mean, it will get finished at some point in my life, but I've accidentally put a mental deadline on it and now that's sort of not stressing me out. I'm not up to the point of being stressed out about, you know, a hobby. It's putting a bit of pressure on, but I'm sure everything will turn out fine and I'll have it finished at the end of the year. I don't know what next year will bring me, so you know, I may not even be employed, so I'll have a lot of time. So along with my writing as well, where's my nuts gone? Is a thing I never wanted to say on the internet. I've also been posting to Instagram a lot more, and I've been using that as sort of like a writing journal diary thing, and that I'm trying to post more things to do with like writing and illustration as well, considering that I'm wanting to do a picture book. And I've been trying to post like tips and tricks on there as well, so that's pretty cool. And I've been enjoying using it for like a sole purpose. I don't know how many people are actually interested, but I've been enjoying it, so that's the main thing. So if you're interested in that on Instagram, feel free to follow me there. Oh no, my battery's running out. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It was just sort of like a vlog, but writing and just talking about writing. Let me know if you enjoyed it by leaving a like or posting a comment. I've also been thinking about what I want to be posting on my channel. So as well as my other content that I post, which is at the moment like illustration, I want to do more science stuff, but that's another story. Basically, I'm wanting to make a lot more writing videos, like tips and just vlogs and stuff. So if you're interested in that, then please subscribe. It won't be the only thing I'll be posting on here. There'll be like illustration and just general me sort of stuff. But yeah, more writing stuff I think in the future because I enjoy it. Subscribe if you're interested in that. But apart from that, I'll see you again in another video very soon. Thank you so much for watching and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye!